So this little text file right here has just been my devil for today. So basically, I'm working with OpenCV. So OpenCV is an open source computer vision framework. I'm using Python essentially to go through, scan pictures, and then tell me what pictures have objects in them. And what I want to do right now is to create a bounding box around the pictures. Kind of like with this right here, right? So I want it to be able to dynamically create these bounding boxes. So basically, I want to be able to feed pictures to this web application, have OpenCV scan the pictures to see if an object is in the picture or not. Then what I want is, if there's an object in the picture, I want it to show up on the screen with a bounding box dynamically. And so I started the day basically figuring out how to get PHP to dynamically basically write pictures onto the screen and then give me a bounding box, right? So this is basically the exact same bounding box that's over here. It's just more difficult to see because it's on these pictures, right? So that's static. So then what I did is I created a Python script to go through all of the different images and basically spit out the actual coordinates of the objects. And so that's where I get this demon of a thing. So you wouldn't think it's that difficult, but basically this shows me the image, the picture that we're talking about, and then the coordinates. But I didn't quite understand how OpenCV really works. And if you'll notice here, the issue that I run into is, okay, so this image only has one object, so you get one object there. But then you start getting these other images like faces 2. Here's one coordinate, but then here's faces 2, that gives me 2 coordinates, and faces 2, that gives me 3 coordinates. I didn't realize, I thought I would just get a spit out from OpenCV of just all the coordinates as one line of text. So I thought it was gonna say faces 2, here's all the coordinates. Faces 3, here's all the coordinates. Whatever else image, here's all the coordinates. But instead, I got this. And so what I need to do in order to make this work is I basically need to feed it the SRC, the location of the image, and then using JavaScript, this is JavaScript, draw a whole bunch of squares, basically, for each of the coordinates, draw a different square on the screen. When I'm dealing with this, because but that's faces 2 and that's faces 2. See, what I wanted to do was just step through. Do this image, do all the coordinates. Do this image, do all the coordinates. Do this image, do all the coordinates. That's relatively easy. But I've got like 8 faces 2. And so I was trying to figure out, okay, how do I turn these 8 records within a text file? I'm not using a database with this. Within a text file into one single record. And this has been my outputs of the day, right? So I started here where I was using PHP, basically, turn these exploded the text file, the text lines into an array. This is the 0 index of the array. This is the 1 index of the array. And so I was like, okay, well, I've got these arrays here, but it's one of those things that I changed the format of the information. Didn't change the information. And I was sitting here, I'm like, okay, well, array unique. Can I just get the unique values out of here? And then I was able to do that. But then I was like, wait a minute. If I can get the unique values, can I turn these values into a named key array? So when you have an array, 2 ways you can have an array. Basically, all arrays, you have an index value, and then you have the value for that index. So normally it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? Just goes up. But you can actually name those indexes. So this can be Bob, and then you can have age, 30, and you can have Sue as an index, right? So then once I had this, I was like, what if I could actually turn these into the named keys for the array? And then once we have the named keys, then I can dump information into the named keys. And so from here, this is where, so I then turn these into named keys for an array. And then after that, we can now see down here, I have a key upload image of 2715, and the value is this coordinate. If we go and, I don't know, if we go down here, let me magnify this a bit. As you can see, we have faces 3 now. So instead of a whole zillion thing for faces 3 value, coordinate, 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 coordinate. And yeah. God, this sucked. I've been working on this for about 2 hours. How do you turn that into that? See, this I can deal with. This, 1 to 2 hours tomorrow, I'll have a finished product. But that's the whole thing, right? You know, with all of this, I figured out how to do the bounding boxes. I figured out how to statically do the bounding boxes. Then I figured out how to dynamically do the pictures in the bounding boxes. And then I figured out how to get OpenCV to spit the data from OpenCV into a text file, into a data file, so I can do something with it. Like all that. Oh, that was like 45 minutes. I was like nothing. I was just sitting there like I knew what I wanted to do. I sat there, had to do some Google searching, but a little bit of Google searching, I was done. Turning this into that. Oh my God, that has just been 2 freaking hours of complete and utter frustration. So anyways, yeah, that's the real thing. And again, this is where I want to explain to you folks why I'm doing this particular set of videos is as I work through these projects. This is the kind of stuff they don't really talk about in school a lot. You know, it's not what people talk about in the tech industry of just, yeah, like what happens when you get perfectly good data that you just don't know what the fuck to do with? It's like, yes, I got great data. How do I turn? And that's the thing. This has all the information. There's a picture name that has the coordinates, has all the, but it's in a format. You're just like, ah. And so then you have to figure it out. You turn all the pictures into name keys and array. Then you add the values to the name key. So where is it here? So yeah, basically, so for each, so basically, I don't know, it loops through here, hard to explain. But the key, array, result 0, anyways, and then you equals coordinates. So basically what this does is essentially what I'm doing with the script here is it overwrites. So the first time a value, an image name comes up, it writes the coordinates. And then every time it equals that, it'll keep overwriting. And then by overwriting, you only get one thing at the end, which that actually could break too. If OpenCV spit out data in a different format, this whole what I've worked on for 2 hours wouldn't work. But anyways, there you go. Hopefully tomorrow we'll have a dynamic web application that will automatically create bounding boxes around objects detected in images. And I'm gonna have some alcoholic seltzer tonight. Beer is bothering me lately. Just one of those random things. Beer's been bothering me a little bit lately. Alcoholic seltzer. That is my new latest go-to. It's only 80 calories. Doesn't have all the other stuff that beer has with it. Pretty good. So anyways, I'm gonna go drink some alcoholic seltzer water, play some pool, and try to forget this last couple of hours. See y'all later.